Hello again, fellow collectors. Here we go again from Cruizing in Mel's Diner with my second amateur video here. I'm going to share with you guys a couple of more customs. First, starting off with a couple of TV movie star cars that were never released by anybody. And as I said in a previous video, I have a little Hollywood collection consisting of about 40 to 50 cars, of star cars, so to speak, from TV episodes and movies. This first one here is the 56 Chevy Hot Wheels casting that I did up from the movie Hollywood Nights. It came out really nice. It's one of the 6 main cars out of the movie that I have in my Hollywood Nights collection from my TV movie stars. A friend made the decal on the side of it. It says New Bomb Turks Pie Wagon on his 56 Chevy Nomad. I was really proud of that one. It does have an opening hood. I think that was the only way this casting came. It's got a lot of molding detail underneath it, but I didn't go into any paint up detail. The wheels are from M2 to match the car's wheels that was on the car in the movie. Detailed it with some taillights and gave it the correct orange paint job. So there you have it. There's a TV star car that was never released. The second one was my most recent. It is the 58 T-Bird from the movie La Bamba that Lou Diamond Phillips drove around as he played Ritchie Valens in the movie. In real life, Ritchie Valens' 58 T-Bird was a dark turquoise green hardtop 58 T-Bird. For some reason, they used one like this in the movie, and I did my best to make the model of it. It took a lot of tedious painting, and but it came out rather well, and I'm really proud of that one. And another thing I wanted to tell you about is in these customizing jobs, this hobby has helped me through an 18-year cancer battle immensely. Being laid up from several surgeries for quite some time, I learned to make RTV silicone molds and cast the pieces that I would carve from the evergreen modeler's plastic and mold them and cast them from resin. Engine pieces, boot covers to make any car convertible. It's 3 different styles of boot covers that I molded and cast. Many engine parts, tunnel rams, engine blocks, superchargers, carburetors, and so on. So my little Dremel, I laid in bed and had nothing else to do because I sure couldn't do much of anything else. But anyway, here we go. Well, this is one of my first restoration jobs of the Poison Pinto. I was able to find the decal, replacement decal on eBay. So I stripped the paint, gave it a bright orange paint job, some nice looking chrome Hot Wheels wheels. And this one is one of the ones that's my prized possessions in my collection. The engine in it is not original at all. Again, this is one of my resin engines that the block was a separate piece. The tunnel ram was another piece, and the dual carburetor was a third piece that I had carved and cast from resin. I also added some wires on this for a little bit more detail. That is one beautiful car that I'm very proud of, and I've had it for a long, long time. I'm surprised that it survived my wild childhood. Here's one. 55 Chevy Gasser, and I tried to stuff a 426 Hemi in it. That cost me 5 stitches in my thumb. about 3 to 4 weeks healing and getting the feeling back in my thumb. This was a complete repaint job with fancy Hot Wheel wheels on it. Basically everything, was stock except for the engine. That I used Hot Wheel parts. If you want to stuff a 426 Hemi in a 55 Chevy Gasser, don't use an X-Acto knife for doing any cutting on the plastic. It's dangerous. The second 55 Chevy custom gasser that I did learn to more carefully cut the excess plastic out from under the front of it. And again, this engine that's in it has a lot of my custom resin cast parts. I made the little gas tank on the front there from the evergreen Mahler's plastic, which you can do just about anything with that stuff. But this one, I learned to cut out the excess plastic completely underneath the front end and make my own tube straight axle for underneath. It gives it a whole lot better appearance. And I added as much detail as I could. And I get these little racing decals. I had some left over from, they came with the Johnny Lightning Rebel Rod series. And I saved a lot of those because I purchased a lot of those Rebel Rod cars and added them to my collection. There's the 55 Hot Wheels gasser. So I got a little bit more inquisitive and curious if I could do one of the Hot Wheels 62 Nova as a gasser, which I cut the hood completely out of it with a cutoff tool for my Dremel. And this is a Hot Wheels engine from another casting. Just removed the tampoos because I really like the blue. And added some decals from the Johnny Lightning Rebel Rod series. I made the headers out of solder. You cut the chassis to fit the big wheels underneath it, M2 wheels. M2 really makes some nice looking wheels. Added as much detail as I could at the time. And there's another one. There's another one to share with you all, one I was proud of. This old bomb is 40 Ford. After I learned there a little bit of cutting the die cast up with my Dremel and cutoff tool, I cut the hood off of this and added this big old supercharged big block engine in it. And pretty proud of that one. I didn't have paint, a good color paint. Was satin black. I broke the front wheel off of it there, moving it around. A little bit of super glue. But I don't get it repaired. Then I added this little smiley face sticker on the back of it just for, I don't know, giggles, I guess. It's pretty nice looking little custom. I get a lot of compliments on it. Now this next one really gave me a shock. I entered this one and this Hot Wheels Camaro. They're both Hot Wheels casting. I took these two to Las Vegas with me for the 2010 Die-Cast Car Convention, which I was amazed at how many people from around the world was out there. All over the United States and around the world. I entered these cars in two different categories. One was called the Spicy, and I can't remember what the second category was. But when the awards were presented from that custom contest, I literally went into shock when they called my name and won first prize with each one of these cars. This first one here was just a basic Camaro. I cut a hole in the hood, stuck a Hot Wheels engine from another casting in it, used some green light wheels for it, but I used some of my resin cast parts on the rear end of it, the parachute and the wheelie bars that I had carved. Somebody thought that was pretty impressive because I was, like I said, in a state of shock that I won first place in each category with these cars. There were some gorgeous cars, airbrush, paint jobs, fantastic. This one here, I guess they were impressed with for some reason. It's a Hot Wheels casting as well, combined with one of the old Muscle Machines castings that I got some parts off of. The engine is from that. The wheels, basically the whole chassis is really. But I wired the engine up, gave it some good detail. Decals, I forget what the decals came from, but it was enough there to impress the judges and award me first prize. Well, this next one, I really don't know what to say, but I love this one here. The truck, The hauler was gifted to me from a friend I had met on the Hobby Talk website. If I remember correctly, I believe he was from Canada. He sent me the truck as a gift. He had built the back hauler part of it, I guess, with the evergreen plastic, modeler's plastic there. And I decorated it with the decals and my own little logo from Diecast Fun on the side of it. But I took this Torino casting to display with it. It was kind of like the driver's series cars that didn't have any opening doors, no opening hood. So when I drilled it, the hood rivets to get the hood to be removable, and I added one of my resin cast engines there, big 428 dual 4, and put the gold wheels on it for appearance purposes. And I also added that hood scoop, which I carved and made many different styles of that. I also made many different customizing parts. Like I said, wheelie bars, headers, parachutes, scoops, and the boot covers. 3 different styles of boot covers for the if you want to make any car convertible. And that come out, all 3 of them, whatever car I decide to make a convertible, whichever one I decide to use, comes out to fit one way or another. So there you have it, some of the customs. I'm hoping to get a little bit more knowledge on this video and stuff to be able to show you guys some videos how I learned to do things and what I used to customize, to build shop dioramas, make the tools, whatever. Layouts, customize, restore these little cars. Because like I said, this hobby has helped a great deal through my 18-year battle with cancer. Pulled me through some dark, scary, depressing, angry times. Helped me get my mental balance in state so I could get my physical healing better. It kept me in a good state of mind many times. It kept my mind off the cancer and the pain and what have you. This is the greatest hobby, and my second amateur video. And then, like I say, in the future, I'm going to be learning how to get a little bit better, to edit some, where I can show you guys what I've been able to do, what I've learned to do. And we'll go from there in the future. Take care. Everybody be safe. Have a great day, man.